focused. I got my 2020 vision on, and I'm looking towards the future plan and where they going with this. I ain't gonna call it a game, because they obviously ain't playing. And you better pay attention. It don't cost nothing to pay attention to what's going on in front of your lying eyes. I want y'all to understand something, right? Every day that goes by, millions of people is losing their job. It's one. We already poor, living in the hood. Poverty breeds pain. Pain breeds all types of mental illnesses. We already living in poverty. Already living in the projects, tenement buildings, right? We already didn't have enough jobs for everybody. Money is slowing up in the streets. Less money is coming in. More drug addicts on the street. Because when you stressed out, what is the first thing people do? They turn to the bottle, they turn to the pill, they turn to the nose candy, they turn to the pipe, whatever. Understand something. Understand something. Prisoners are being released. Some of them don't want to go back to jail. Some of them deserve to get a second chance to come home. And then others, well, people are being released from jail, coming home to poverty and pain. When the wolves want to eat, they sell crack to their next door neighbor, not caring what's going to happen to the kids. They sell coke and dope to their next door neighbor, not caring what's going to happen to them kids. And then you got the stick up kids. They catch the senior citizens for their disability check and throw them down steps and beat them up in elevators and dark elevators and corners and rob them and leave them with nothing. The hood is about to devour the hood. You have to understand something. The military has been put in place to make sure that you don't touch none of the big corporations. They're going to protect their own stores and windows all through 42nd Street that have been boarded up to make sure that you don't touch none of their merchandise. They good. So that means that mentally, we have to get prepared. Because I'm going to tell you people something, man. Some people live for opportunity in days like this so that they can be able to put their mask on. Because now the criminals got a reason. They got an excuse to wear a mask to cover their face, which gets them around the suspicion of the police because there's a virus, right? So now they get a mask. They have a mask on. And somewhere in somebody's house, in somebody's building lobby, you got a bunch of cats that's scheming. Then on the flip side, you got to understand something, right? Now you got people that's working people like yourself, like myself, that actually got income coming in that's getting cut off, right? So now you don't have no income and you run out of food because they ain't giving you food stamps right now. And it's harder to get on welfare when you always been a working person than to be like some of these chicks that's been sitting around for 10 years. They don't give you the same opportunities sometimes. So now when you can't get food stamps, because everything is shut down, right? You can't get in them offices, and you know that they just stopped your check, right? You can't pay your rent. You can't feed your children. So now you got the working class people like in The Walking Dead, right? This is why they gave you these TV shows. They gave you these TV shows to show you where the times was going. So now you got the working man sitting up there smelling your steak. He know you got a couple of steaks because you done stacked up off of your welfare with all those kids. And son like, yo, but I got to feed mine, so I got to take yours because the truth of the matter is ain't nobody going to starve in these streets. When the ribs start touching, the wolves got to eat. And a regular working man will turn into a wolf when it's time to eat. Y'all better pay attention. Some of these cats that's going to be back on the streets is dangerous. And what's going to make them even more hungry or even more dangerous is the fact that they're going to be hungry. And periodically, they're going to be let outside to go eat But guess what? There's no money. There's lines keeping you from buying out of the supermarket. It's lines that you got to wait for hours to get in the supermarket, but it ain't enough money to feed everybody. And now all of a sudden, there ain't no shortage of food, but they telling you can only buy one item. Do you see the trickery that's going on in front of your face? It is designed for you to eat yourself up, for the community, for the hood, for the poor, to devour each other like a cancer. It is mentally designed to turn your household upside down, have you beefing with your wife because now you dealing with a stress like you ain't even used to. Have you yelling at your kids because you dealing with a stress that you ain't even used to. And every day it's getting closer and closer to doom and gloom. For a lot of people, maybe not you. If you good, if your money's still coming through and you good and you got everything you need, then this message ain't for you. Because where I come from, Bronx River, Webster Projects, Soundview, the hood, there's a lot of people that ain't got no money. They don't know how they going to pay their bills, and they don't know how they going to feed their family because they done got they notice that they ain't got a job no more. The wolves got to eat. And by any means necessary, the wolves is going to eat. We have to be mentally prepared for what's coming next because we don't even have a clue. All we know is that they telling us to stay in our house. Keep the roads clear. Why? Why the wolves got to eat? These clowns are sitting up there playing in like, first of all, I want y'all to think about something, right? A lot of these celebrities, they're missing out on $50,000 a day, $100,000 show money. Club appearances, show money, 30, 50, 100,000. They look happy. You know why? Because they being paid now to entertain you on Instagram to keep you distracted so you don't prepare for the worst. They don't want you to be mentally prepared for the worst. You've been caught already by this blind side. Most of us that's alive ain't never seen like this. We never seen nothing like this a day in our life before. I need you to understand something. It's time for you to wake up. Stop letting these celebrities rock you to sleep. This is what they're getting paid for, to keep you distracted, turning up in your house. You going through poverty and pain, and they got girls on Instagram pussy popping. Understand something. You hear my stomach growling? Ribs is touching. Dudes in the hood ain't gonna starve. On top of the fact that we already had criminals stick up kids. When the drug dealers can't sell drugs to the fiends no more because the money's not circulating, the fiends is gonna turn to doing what was already done to me. My car being broken into. Homes being broken into. How many women and children going to be left unprotected because there's fatherless children and women without a husband, without a man in their home? Wake up, people. Wake up. The enemy is creeping and we can't defeat him unless we stay woke. They got our back against the wall. Divide and conquer. You've been divided. You've been quarantined into your house. Now it's easy to conquer you. I'm not entertained. I'm alert. I stay woke. I see. And I ain't liking what I see. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Observe. Keep your head on a swivel when you go outside. People are hungry and they got masks on. You have a person run up on you that you don't even have a clue who they are because you can't see their face. And it'll be your next door neighbor. Stay woke. Make sure you share this video the same way y'all share them links all over the place with these celebrities sitting up there having your black sisters, degrade themselves in a time when we getting ready to go through poverty and pain. And I'm telling you right now, what's going on, I can feel it. It feel like the Twilight Zone out here. It's worse than what they telling you. And it ain't just this virus. It's much more.